Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It's Wednesday, it's June 20th, which every time I hear a date, I'm kind of appalled. I feel like the older I get, the faster time, goes by. It literally feels like this year has been, I tweeted this, it feels like this year has been 1 month. And I think also it has to do with, I'm not in school, and I feel like time would go really slowly in school. It'd be like, it's only November. But yeah, so feeling appalled, but happy to be here. How are y'all doing? Just some quick updates about me. Feeling good. Feeling blessed. I don't know, I've just been putting a lot more extra time into as I always say, as I always preach to you guys, feeling feeling gratitude in your body. And I've just been taking a lot of extra effort to do that recently, and it's made me feel really good and just a lot less stressed out. And yeah, I think, I've been going to acupuncture. It's been helping a lot. And I was thinking about it. I feel like one of the main things I've learned this year is first I was thinking about this and I was I feel like I've really learned patience. And just, I always think back to when I vlogged. I don't know if you guys watched the vlog, but I always think back to when I was flying back home from Germany and my flight was delayed and I had to wait in this line for 8 hours because all these flights got canceled. Everyone was in line for another flight, and then it ended up I didn't get a flight till the next day. But then I was so glad that I got one, and it was a lot. Those 8 hours, I was wow, literally just standing in a line. And it was so interesting to observe my feelings, I guess, my emotions throughout that time, because there would be times where I'd be completely calm. I'd be chill. I'd be oh, this is annoying. Then there would be points where I would suddenly start freaking out, and I'd been fine a second ago, and it'd be 4 hours in, and I was oh my god. And then there was times where I was laughing with people around me, and just that sense of connection, I guess, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. But yeah, I just always think back to that, and then I always think back to I literally waited in a line doing nothing for 8 hours. I can do this. I can wait for this. I don't know. I just feel I've learned a lot about patience this past year. And with that, I've also learned how to just be with myself and almost do nothing, and be okay with it. If I'm on the bus or waiting for something, or I don't know, just chilling, getting my eyelashes done, whatever the fuck. I don't know, it just goes back to that meditation practice of just focusing on your breath and not feeling that sense of boredom or oh, I need to be doing something. It's just chill, relax, and you're okay with it, and it's not boring. Because there are worse feelings than being bored, but being bored is such a horrible feeling because you're I don't feel like doing anything, but I feel I should be doing something, and now I'm just kind of stressing about it, and I'm still not doing anything. And it's just very counterproductive. But if you're able to, just chill the fuck out, focus on your breath, I feel it just helps so much. So yeah, just some things that I've been thinking about recently and practicing and implementing. But it's so true that the more grateful you feel for what you already have, the more abundance will come. And I kind of was playing around with this, sort of last month or a couple months ago, I don't know, I was just feeling really stressed, and not really about anything in particular, but just stressed, and then nothing was really happening, and I was just kind of feeling bored and again stressed, just kind of and then I was kind of realizing that I was feeling this way, and I was obviously me continually telling myself that I'm feeling this way and doing things, just doing what I'm doing, it's not working. So I need to change what I'm doing, change how I'm thinking about my life and going about my life. And so I just started really going back to my morning routine haul, listening to affirmations, meditating more, and just really trying to be grateful for what I have. And when I wake up, the first thing I try to feel is being grateful. When I'm going to sleep, I just think about all the things that I'm grateful for and really feel that feeling in my body. And then throughout the day, if I'm ever annoyed at something, it's well, I'm so glad I have this, I'm so blessed, oh my god, everything is going right, even little things I don't have a huge, knock on wood, a huge like issue that I'm dealing with, or like I'm just always glad that like my family's safe or my best friends are safe, like things like that, things that we take for granted every single fucking day, and like it's not guaranteed. So I think just really practicing gratitude for those things. But what I've learned from this, like, so I was doing this for a few weeks, and it's so crazy like how many more ideas come to you when you're in that kind of like flow state of just like being grateful, being in the moment, and just not like being, I don't know, it's kind of like that balance between being content and being grateful, but then like eager for opportunity, you know, because it's not like you want to be like, well, this is all, like, I don't want anything else, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's good to be goal oriented, but then also like be grateful for what you have, finding the balance. So yeah, it's so crazy, like just a few weeks into doing that, like how much better I felt. And so then like my ideas would flow more creatively, and then like just making plans for the future and opportunities coming up. Like my email was like suddenly more poppin', and I feel like good about it, and just like meeting new people and having more social opportunities and things like that. So yeah, like it was so, because it's like, you know, I know that these things are true, you know, but it's like, it's still always so surprising when it actually happens. So yeah, be grateful, y'all. Practice that gratitude, listen to those affirmations, and there's always something to be grateful for, even if it's just like, I woke up, like, oh my God, like nothing's guaranteed. And I just think it's so important to like feel that, because if you don't learn that earlier on, you're just gonna, even if you get like more and more quote unquote successful, more and more where you think you want to be, y'all know this, like you're never gonna be content. So yeah, obviously it's like, it's a process, and I have to remind myself of this stuff all the fucking time, because it's so easy to get lost in, you know, life, lost in the finesse, lost in the sauce. But that's why it's like a practice. It's like something you like work towards. So yeah, feeling good. Something else I wanted to talk about, I literally made like a little list. Well, first off, I'm drinking this coffee that has like taurine and like some other shit in it. I don't know. It was in this like vegan subscription box I got. I'm not sponsored, but I'm gonna like take a sip because I haven't tried it yet. Like, I hate when people fuck with coffee and make it fucking weird, you know? It just tastes like normal coffee. Okay, approved. I really do prefer iced coffee. Y'all know me, a cold brew, but I'm out of cold brew concentrate. And then I was like, I want coffee now. I don't want to like ice it and like wait. You know what I mean? So it's doing the job though, and it's kind of like gray, cloudy here. It's been kind of like brisk these past couple days, which is kind of actually nice, because you know when it's like so hot and it's like, I don't even know what to wear. I just want to wear nothing. Yeah. I like being able to wear a jacket. I think is like a good temperature for me. Like obviously if I'm like doing an activity at the beach, I like it to be hot as fuck, because like it's expected that I'm not wearing clothes. But if I just have to do errands, I don't want to be walking around in my Zaffle 2-piece set with my ass out, because I feel unsafe. So I like when I can wear like, I like a nice tank top with like maybe like jeans or like joggers and like a light jacket. That's like the perfect temperature, and you can take the jacket off if you want, but you're not gonna be too cold or too hot. It's like a good temp. Anyway, so something that I've been observing so much on social media is just like people getting so worked up about things that don't matter. And like obviously there's I don't want to say extremes this, but people could take this to the extreme and be like, yeah, well, why are you tweeting about how men are trash like that? But I don't know, there's one thing like spreading awareness and sharing your opinion, and then there's another thing like I'm talking about getting offended by stupid shit that doesn't matter, like, or getting so worked up about things that like it's like you could just move on. Like you don't have to speak about that. And again, I think it's so important to like speak up for what you believe in, and like especially with all the fucking bullshit issues that are still going on, it's so important that we speak up and make a change. But it's like one thing to do that efficiently and effectively, and then it's another thing to just like get offended by, not even like, oh my God, this generation is so offended, but literally just like, I'm trying to think of a specific example. because I feel like the way I'm saying it right now, it's not conveying how I'm trying to like say this, but like people who reply to every hate comment that they get, or like something, it's mostly like not even Twitter, because that's kind of to be expected, but just like Instagram stories, like people will screenshot a mean DM they get and like write a paragraph on their Instagram story about how this is not how you spread hate, I'm sending love to this person. Like, that's not inspirational, it's just showing that you cared enough about what that person had to say to like post it. I don't know, that's just how I think of it. It's like everyone's gonna have their opinion about you, and you can't get fucking pissed about everything. Or like this girl posted this like meme, this like vegan meme, it was like funny on her story, and she was like, if you don't respect vegans, fuck off, I'm blocking you right now. It's like, that made me feel bad, and I didn't even do anything. So it's not so much about like your opinion on like things, but more like reacting to people's negativity towards you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to distinguish, because people are like, this generation gets so offended, and sometimes that's true, but like, it's like people are just finally having a voice, and I think that's important. Obviously there's extremes, whatever, but I'm talking about just like, you don't need to reply to every hate comment. You don't need to like post unnecessary negativity on your timeline, on your story. Like, when I see it, I'm just like, wow, this person's like not having a good day. Like, this person isn't happy, and it doesn't really like do anything. I mean, obviously you do you, but just like preserve your energy, and just know you don't have to like share your opinion about stuff that doesn't matter. Like, if it doesn't help you, why would you talk about it? If it doesn't help someone, if it's not positive, why? Like, positive in the sense of like, okay, yeah, it's unrealistic, everything's gonna be like love all the time, because there's issues that need to be discussed. But like, if someone's like, fuck you, cunt, and you post on your story and you're like, oh my god, like, I wish there was more love in this world, fuck this person, I'm blocking them. You could just block them. Why do you have to post about it? I don't know. Y'all know what I'm saying, but when I say that, it's just like, why? Like, what's the point? What do you gain from it? Before replying to someone, before reacting to someone, before getting involved in someone else's antics, you just have to ask yourself, what do I gain from it? You know? If all you gain from it is like, well, I'm going to show them, it's like, you could be doing something that's going to benefit you more. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like I don't really care. Like, if someone says something mean, it's just like, have a good day, dude. Like, I don't really care. Anyway, so just a little thing to keep in mind. What do I gain from it? What do you gain from it? Sometimes you have to ask someone else, what do you gain from it? By saying that to me. Like, what? It's just something to think about. Okay, so I'm going to look through my Tumblr inbox. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of like something that I've been talking about before, and I don't really have an answer, but it's more like a discussion that I want to bring up. And again, it kind of has to do with something that I've talked about. So this person says, I don't know why I keep attracting men that only want me for sex. It makes me feel like shit because I know I have more to offer than just that. I don't want to sound like a poor me ass bitch. It's just frustrating. Do you have any advice? So this is kind of like what I was saying before in regards to the law of attraction, and like, I think I was talking about money, and like how, yeah, on one hand, positivity is only going to help your life, and like, I don't know, like, yeah, being grateful, like doing all the things that I talk about all the time, like, it's only going to benefit you. But there are these like social systems that have been set up for most groups of people to fail. And so you're working not only against like yourself and like, oh, like, I'm gonna be positive and I'm gonna change my life, which like, it's obviously possible, but when you have that whole other system of like, I don't know, like in this instance, it's like when you have a whole system of patriarchy against you, and like everyone's been conditioned to view men and women in these specific ways, it's gonna be that much harder. And then it's hard to like, it's hard because we want to almost blame ourselves, like, what am I doing wrong? But we forget that there's this whole system that's like against us, and like, I don't know. And the same with like money or like success. It's going to be so much harder for a minority to like do something, even if, you know, you can talk about the law of attraction all you want, but at the end of the day, that's also like very privileged. And it's not just your mindset, you know? Like, obviously you can work against the odds, work against the system, but it's going to be that much harder. And that's why I sometimes have a problem with, I guess, like, I don't know, the law of attraction, or people talking about it on social media, people making like their brands that, because it's like, you can't be like white, cis, all, you know, especially male, and like talk about these things like, what? It's easy. Like, you know what I mean? So the same kind of goes for like this, like, yeah, you could like ask yourself what you could be doing better, but at the same time, like, there's like a whole system that's against you. I don't know. Just made me think about, again, I don't really have an answer, but this is just what I think about, and I always like want to make sure that I'm not coming across as like privileged when I give advice or when I speak on the law of attraction, because I just think like, yeah, it's good. Like, I'd rather spread positivity than not, but there's like also bigger issues at large. So stay woke, guys. But yeah, I would just say like ignore all these fakes. Some like practical advice, something that like you can do now. Yeah, just know the signs, I guess. I think it's really, once you kind of like know, it's like easy to know what the signs of like someone trying to use you are, whether it's for clout, sex, finesse, you know what I mean? So it's like they'll tell you the same compliments. Like, guys will be really like nice at first to like reel you in, and then they'll like get what they want, and then they'll like bye. So just like know the signs, and you have to like finesse back, and yeah, just be smart, I guess. But it's like we all fucking go through this, so it's just fucking hard. Okay, let's see. How do I get over a breakup when I can't get any closure from the other person? Dude, closure is fucking fake. You don't need closure from another person. You need closure from within yourself. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had friends be like, well, I'm just hanging out with him because I need closure. It's like, no, you want to see him again, and then he's going to entice you and tell you what you want to hear, and you're going to be reinvested in this relationship or whatever. Or he's going to, like, try to have sex with you, or, like, you don't need closure. Or even in a friendship, I don't know, it's like, if someone wants you back, again, even in like a friendship way, they're gonna like tell you what you want. Like, closure is fake, dude. You do not need to like talk to someone to have closure. You just need to like you need acceptance within yourself. Like, you think you're gonna get that from talking to them, but like you're probably not. So, acceptance within yourself. Accept what's happened. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Obviously, in extreme conditions, ask yourself, do I need therapy? Like, what do I need to like recover from this, depending on the situation. But you know, if it's just like a light, like, oh, we're not together anymore, we're not friends anymore, whatever, it's like you just, I guess, try to accept that like within yourself. And easier said than done, but there's a lot of like books you can read, and just like a lot of things that you can do. Like, I don't know, I just think it's, I mean, obviously every situation is different, but I personally have always realized from witnessing people around me, closure is like not real. Like, I'm going to hang out with them to get closure. Oh, we're back together. It's like, bitch. Anyway, let's see. This is a question about acne. Are you guys ever sick of like me talking about my skincare? Because I'm not. This person says, I'm so insecure about my acne. I want to be confident without a lot of makeup. What's the biggest factor in clearing your skin? Obviously diet is major, but what oils or masks have helped you? You seem to be glowing lately. Thanks. Like, this is the real me. Obviously on Instagram, I'm gonna look good. Snapchat, like a filter, I'm gonna look better. A video with good lighting, I'm gonna look better. And I always want to like, I don't know, that's why I don't think there's anything wrong with like looking good in a photo, even if you don't look like that all the time. It's still a picture of you. But it's like, this is also me, you know what I mean? Not this is the real me, because that me is just as real, but yeah, I think, again, acceptance. Like, for me, I'm kind of like, bitch, you get what you get. I don't care what people think. Like, I don't know, I've just gotten to a point, especially with my skin, because like I've just dealt with like acne and stuff for so long. it's like, I don't care. Like, look at it if you want. I just don't think about it. And it's like other people, my personality is gonna shine through, sweetie, okay? So just tell yourself that. It's like, if you believe, this is what I've realized, like, if you just believe that, like, you are great to be around, not in like a pompous, conceited, bitch ass way, but if you're just like, I'm a good person and I'm fun to be around and I got lols, you don't really care what you look like. And that's not to say you don't want to like, yeah, that doesn't mean I'm gonna look like this all the time. I want to get ready. I want to be popping sometimes, a little extra popping. I want to do my hair, do my makeup, but it's just easier to like go out without makeup, or like when I go to the gym, I pretty much look like trash all the time, but I'm like, I don't think about it, you know? So yeah, and I guess as for tips and tricks, I've been talking about it a lot in videos, and like I recently like kind of did a video where I show you some new products I've been using, and then I have a nighttime routine going up that's going to show you like some new stuff I've been using. But I think it also, a lot of it is like, well, a lot of it is diet, but then a lot of it is like genetics. Both my grandmas dealt with like acne, so I guess I really like got those genes. But it's kind of like, at this point, who cares? But I'm still gonna talk about skincare because of love. But yeah. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water because the bitch is feeling a little crusty. Okay. Stay hydrated, y'all. This water bottle is like insulated and it keeps the water so cold. Sometimes I get a little shocked. Okay. Oh my god, I don't know if I already answered this. Apparently one time I answered like a full ass question, like again. I don't actually know, someone might have made that up, but like I don't remember, but someone said. Yeah, I think I did already answer that. Okay. Oh god. Sorry. Okay, one more. Un mas. Oh. Okay. At the end of the day, you just gotta lull and move on, you know? So this is what I'm thinking about. This person says, is it weird to follow a guy on Instagram and add a Snapchat? No, like I've done that so many times. But like, I mean, sometimes like shoot your shot. Dude, like I replied to this guy's Instagram story, and then I was like, okay, well, if he doesn't open it, it doesn't matter because I can unsend it. But dude, he fucking opened it, and then he left me on red. He left me on scene. And I was like, well. Oh my god. You know when you're just like, what can you do? LOL. But yeah, you LOL and you move on. Like, I don't know. Obviously take important things seriously. But just day-to-day bullshit, it's like you don't need to take not everything is like the end of the world. Like, dude, there's so many more important things, again, to spend your energy on, to like you don't need to freak out over everything. And that's my advice to you. Just have a lull, you know? Like, once you just relax, start lulling, it's like no one can bother you. You're like, have fun with that. Anyway. That's my mood all 2018, baby. Strictly lulls, strictly mana finesses. So yeah, thank you for listening. Let me know if you have any topic suggestions, advice, cues, etc. for the next episode. Hit up my Tumblr messages, hit up my Instagram DMs. I won't leave you on scene. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.